All right, we're getting ready to go live. All right, 1 second. Saladin Porter, William Salam, Mimi, Naima. Greetings, Dr. Henry Carter. Um, Here we go. Boom. And we are live. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to first give the greetings. Assalamu alaikum, Dad.
Alaikum salam, sir. Everybody come to the audience.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you all. Brother King from Chicago says original salute. Boom. Okay. The first question we want to ask you, Brother Sharrieff, is what was the motivation behind your books?
Well, it's been quite some time, and all the years people have been telling me that I should write a book. And Brother Wahid, uh, one of the great disciples of Abu Farrakhan, kept pressing me. Brother Sharif, you have to write a book. You have to write a book. You have to write a book. Mm-hmm. So I decided, now it's time. So I decided, now I'm just going to go and write the book. And that's what really motivated me to go ahead and tell the true story.
Okay, because Brother Wahid, excellent, excellent. My next question is, what was it like for you to first? I want you on the back of your books that we saw. I saw you meeting with the minister with jogging suits, y'all overseas, all these different places. They seemed like the 80s. Of course, it was the 80s. What was it like meeting the Most High Minister Farrakhan for the first time, and what did he say to you?
Meeting the first time was extraordinary, I would say. And I was really overwhelmed when I first met Don Lewis Farrakhan. I met him in D.C.
Mm.
You know, I had heard all about him, saw the tapes, video, and all that, but when I saw him, I was at awe. But spiritually, man, I was drawn to him. And I was inspired, motivated. Never met a man like that before.
Okay, 1 second. They're saying, okay, we're gonna turn the volume up. Yeah, they're saying that. Can you speak up a little bit more? Okay, 1 second. We got the volume, y'all. No panic. They say, yeah, we got the volume. Yeah, they can hear it now. Alaikum salam, Sister Danita. Alaikum salam, Naomi. Alaikum salam, Brother Hakeem. Okay, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, yeah, okay. We can hear. Everybody can hear it now better. They just said, tell Dad to speak up. Okay, that's me, name. All right. Okay. Yes, sir. The next question I want to ask, what made you decide once you met the minister that you wanted to dedicate your life to doing security and to help him, build the brotherhood up in D.C.? What was it that made you want to do that?
Hearing the words coming from him in the spirit and watching him change my life personally, mm-hmm. and then watching him speak the word, and I witnessed other people's lives changing. And then going to the scripture when they said that Jesus, when he opened the eyes of the blind, made the deaf hear, come speak. I watch a man literally do it in my face, and I said, this has to be a man of God.
Okay, yes,
that's what drove me to him.
Okay, praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Now, on these early days, I like security movies, and I see now the technology is on another level. Wi-Fi, drones, all kind of stuff they have. Back in the early days when you were working, there's no internet, no Wi-Fi, just radios. What made you feel confident to do security for a man who had death threats with just a radio?
Because I believe then and now that he is the man of God. And I was willing to put my life on the line to save his life, but that's what it took. So knowing and believing what I believe, who he was and who he is, nothing is too good for me to do. Mm. So that's why I put my life on the line and go anywhere to save his life and protect this man.
Okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. Now, how was that? One of the points I wanted to talk about was your parents. When you, of course, I know who your parents are, but for the audience, could you please explain who your father was and your mother, and how important, what role did they play in making you the man who you are today?
In the way they brought me up in life. Mm-hmm. Dad was a disciplinarian. Mm. Mama was small in that field, but she was loving. Mm. And then Daddy was, because he was a military man, he did not play. Mm-hmm. And he was strict. Mm. And we did not disobey him. But all that together with the combination with him and my mother, loving family, bringing us up in a family that daddy worked hard, and he made sure that we worked hard.
Mm.
He didn't think about spoiling the children like maybe I did. He didn't do that. He made sure that we did our chores and we did our work and go to school.
Yes, sir.
And he didn't want to hear nothing about us doing anything to disrespect him, my mother, or the family. So he gave us strict instruction: when you go out in the public, this is the way you act. He may give us a little small leeway at the home, and when you go out, you better not breathe wrong. I said, yeah.
Yes, sir. And
So,
what is your father's name?
Ephraim Johnson,
Yes, sir. And your mother?
Evelyn Johnson.
Evelyn Johnson. Okay, wonderful. And your brothers. There was a picture that a brother had posted of you and your brothers in Brunswick, like maybe it was like a year ago or something, when all y'all were together.
Mm-hmm.
What are your brothers' names?
My name is Oz Edward, Robert, Rufus.
Okay, yes, sir.
And I've been the youngest.
Yes, sir.
The great one.
Yes. and with your brothers, how did they respond to you once you told them you joined the Nation of Islam and you would be doing security for the Most High Mrs. Farrakhan?
Well, at first they had no idea what the heck I was doing. They ain't heard nothing about no Islam. They know nothing about that. But because we were so close and tight, whatever I chose to do, they said, I'm with you.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, wonderful. Now, in the book, you discuss your early years of like being in the pimp game and pimping in Washington, D.C. Was that rough for you to talk about, or did like to go back to that time period, or was it, or no?
Yeah, from now to go back because of the teaching now.
Yes,
but
sir.
during that time, back in the day, it wasn't hard at all. But you know, once you get this teaching and stuff, you realize I was savage, you know, and that's the life I don't want to come. That's what I want to tell, to show how strong what Islam really can do and how it can change a human being. But this was a part of my life and history, and it's in the new book. You got to get the book, and you get the real story. But I don't want y'all to get stuck on the past. Come on up to the to the present.
Okay, yes, sir. And speaking of the book, we want to make sure that we know that the name of your two books that you have on abdulsharrieff.com, and it's called A Soldier in the Mission of Christ, in the Movement of Christ, and The Great Ambassador of Love. Yeah. Now, I like reading, and I used to read Iceberg Slim, a lot of his books and all of that kind of stuff. Did you ever see any of the people who used to be a part of the pimp game with after you joined the Nation? Did you ever see any of them?
Early on, I saw a few of the brothers because they came to see, they couldn't believe what they heard. That I had got out of the game and I really was changing. I was just a Muslim. So they came past where I was at. I used to have a store in D.C. So they drove up in their big Cadillacs and Benz and came to come in and see. They said, look, we heard what happened. I mean, what you're doing, man. And they encouraged me to stay there. They just wasn't for them. Okay, yes, and they encouraged me. And they said, man, be strong for us.
Wonderful.
And they went on. I asked him a few times, and I didn't see him before.
Yes, sir. And what about any of the women who used to work? Did any of them ever change their life or come back in the end, or never seen nothing about them?
It's a long time ago. I never gave no name enough, but when I was in the mosque in D.C. early on, one of them came to the mosque. I never said nothing to nobody. She saw me, looked at me, and came into the mosque. I never said nothing to this very day. And she changed her life, but I never said anything. We nodded at each other, we looked at each other. I never said nothing. Okay. Because I know Islam is real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Flipping Tony Dad says, Assalamu alaikum.
Tony.
Lance X Heflin, Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Lawada, Wawida, I'm going to butcher that name. Sorry, sister. Alaikum salam, ma'am. Sister Cynthia, Allah Akbar, brother Earl from Philly.
Big Earl.
Yes, sir.
My brothers and sisters, love y'all.
Sir. Brother Najee says, okay, we come to that, Brother Najee. And Brother Lance says, what can we do, Brother Lance X Heflin, what can we do as FOI to equal or surpass what you all did in the 90s to mobilize events like you all did for the Movement March and to fill our mosques and study groups today?
Well, one of the things we need to do is be properly trained. And one of the things that I see kind of missing with the brotherhood right now is the proper handling of people. Our people, when you come off that desert out there, they want to be loved. That's why the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, if you hear, all he talks about now mainly is love. And tell us to give a demonstration of love. And because of the madness that we come out of that world and have with us and these engrams that we have, and we won't follow what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan told us to go and get audited, to get these engrams up out of us. When the people come, for the most part, we mistreat them. So that's why they go away angry. But they're out there, they listen to the minister on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But when they come to the home, we sometimes don't treat them properly. Yes. But to change that, we have to change and master the proper handling of people and stop being so arrogant. Stop being so egotistical. Stop looking down our nose at our people as if we're better than them.
Yes, sir.
When we a few days ago came the same way, be humble. Like our leader teaching guy, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He's humble.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we be like that? And then we can change our own condition by treating our people like we really truly love them.
Okay, excellent. And thank you, sir. And thank you all for continuing to watch. My next question is, a lot of people speak of the dope busters. And Dr. Aline was the minister at the time. You were the captain. Could you explain to us what was it like? How did the dope busters come about? But what was you and the minister's relationship with Dr. Aline at that time? And how, did that grow? Are y'all still cool? Or like, what's going on with you and Dr. Aline now?
Well, at the beginning, he was the minister. The minister appointed him the minister in D.C. And I was a lieutenant at the time. Brother Harry at that time was the captain. But Brother Aline was real strict during that time. He was when he came from New York as being a surgeon, a doctor. Brother Aline, if I could use the word, was kind of cold. Because he's a doctor, cut up human being, cutting meat.
Yes,
he was cold.
Yes, sir.
But he was intelligent and he could teach the word. So we eventually came closer. But at first, I was a little distant from him because of the way he talked to people.
Yes, sir.
You know, I didn't necessarily like the way he talked to people, but he was just freaking firm. But over the time we came together, after the minister talked to us and we came together, we got to be close. But during the dope busters, the start of the dope busters, at first, Brother Aline was not with that, to be honest, and he'll tell you. When we started the dope busters, the day that we went into Mayfair Mansion, Brother Aline went to Norfolk. Because the minister was coming in Norfolk to speak. And we went on into Mayfair Mansion anyway.
Yes, sir.
That's an untold history.
Yes, sir.
And we went in, and that's when the guy came with his shotgun, and then the rest is history. You can read it. But if you go read my new book, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Purchase the book.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. So I won't give you the whole story. But anyway, so when the guy came with the gun, the history was made. The minister called me because he saw it was all on TV national. And he asked, the first thing the minister asked me, he said, "Where's Dr. Aline?" I said, "Brother Aline, Brother Minister is in Norfolk." He said, "Norfolk?" I said, "Yes, he went to Norfolk because you were supposed to be coming in that afternoon." He said, "Look, you get Brother Aline on the phone, you call, tell him there's a fire in his backyard. He better get there and put it out." Oh, you know I didn't like it. I'm just being honest. I'm not sugarcoating nothing no more.
Yes, sir.
I'm coming straight up.
Yes, sir.
I called Brother Aline. Brother Aline, the minister said, "It's a fire in your backyard. You better get there and put it out." Salam alaikum. Hung up the phone. Brother Aline was back there in no time.
Yeah.
And then if you see, the history was made. He wasn't even at that early on. He wasn't a part of the dope busters. But when he got there, because the minister sent him back there, he became the face of the dope busters. And became history all over the world. Brother Ali became known.
Yes,
and if you notice, I was just there. I didn't say nothing, but I was by his side. Because he was the spokesperson, and that's who the minister made the spokesperson, and I was not going to violate that.
Okay, excellent. Yes, sir. My next question is, when you say the dope busters, we hear it vaguely. I've interviewed some of the people who were with you during that time. Could you please tell me some of their functions and what their role was when they were in DC? For example, Brother Tim, what was his job when you were in DC as the captain?
Brother Tim was my first officer.
Yes, sir.
bad young man, strong soldier.
Yes, sir.
Love him to this day.
Yes, sir.
Tim was chief of operation
Mm.
over the when we got the dope bust up and run.
Yes, sir.
But he was totally in charge. So I gotta give him because all I had to do was just tell Brother Tim and he made sure it happened. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we have to learn to do. Tell the truth about things. Don't try to take something from somebody else that don't belong to you.
Yes, sir.
Will a Muslim rob God
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
every day?
Yes,
But anyway, so I'm saying, yes, but Tim was over operation, totally.
Okay, yes, sir. And what was Brother Najeem's job?
Brother Najeem was at that time was Brother Najeem became a lieutenant until we got further down and opened up, became into our security. But when the dope busted, Tim ran that bad one.
Yes, sir.
And as I was over in charge of all of it.
Yes, sir. And what about Brother Akil?
Brother Akil at that time was he went in with us, but then eventually he went to Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
And he was the captain in Baltimore.
Okay.
And we started the second phase of our security was dope busted in Baltimore. But while we was in DC, we all was together. We was one.
Okay, praise be to Allah. And that when Brother Akil came on, he spoke about him being shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you somebody who's being very close to him, making him my godfather, when you get a call that your brother is shot, somebody who travels with you and everything, what was your response and how did you handle that when Brother Akil was shot?
Well, Brother Akil was in DC when that happened.
Yes, sir.
We was in Phoenix, Arizona with Don Blues Farrakhan and Brother Mustafa, who was being captain now.
Yes, sir.
And the security team out in the suburbs of Phoenix. The minister went to get some rest out in Dr. Goff facility.
Mm.
And once we got the call, man, we heard Brother Akil will be robbed. I mean, he got shot.
Yes, sir.
What happened? We was trying to get the details, and it was kind of fuzzy at first why he got shot and all that. So the minister told us, go find out the facts. So Brother Mustafa and I, we jumped on a plane. We went into DC straight. Had the brothers, they met us there from around the region.
Yes, sir.
We got to DC. Brother Akil went to the hospital, went to see our Brother Akil, and we found out what happened. And then it was told to us, that he was driving, that somebody mistaken him for somebody else. And that's how you know God was with Brother Akil, how he drove down on this, he couldn't see and drove all the way to the Mayfield Mansion and jumped over the fence and got in. And then somebody got him and took him to the hospital. That's what took place. God was with him and blessed him. We came back and God is good.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Excellent. My next question is NOI security. Once it became successful and you started making money for yourself and your family, what was it about? Why did you want to employ the believers and use? I heard you speak saying that you use money from NOI security to actually help people pay charity and put the minister, basically, make sure that the minister ate every time you all got money.
Yeah, because without the minister, we wouldn't have had none of what we had.
Mm-hmm.
It was through him and the word that led us to go to the dope busters. And through the dope busters, what most people don't know, I was on the phone with Don Blues Farrakhan through that whole episode.
Mm.
So it was him giving me his guidance.
Yes, sir.
So I want to make that very clear. I'm going to be one of the ones that will a man rob God. I don't want to be considered one of those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, the minister gave me clear guidance the whole time through that whole episode, and God blessed us. And then when we moved from the dope busters into NOI security and started making big money, but see, you get the story, you got to get the new book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not going to tell you no more. You got to get the book, please. Matter of fact, right now, I want you all to stop and go and tell them where the John, where they
Yes,
can
sir.
go right now and buy the book.
Yes, sir. AbdulSharrieffMuhammad.com. You can get both of his books. He has two books. He has the first book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, and then you have the book, The Great Ambassador of Love.
Right. Now, the Great Ambassador of Love are pictures that have not been seen before. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan and me and on our trips and stuff that I had a stash. And now I decided to put it in a book so everybody can view and travel through the pictures. So buy the book now. I don't want you all to go and wait for somebody else to get, well, let me look at your book. No, get your own book. And I don't want you just talking it, and I want you to tell everybody, I want you all to go and buy the book and read it, because it's a good read for all of us. Now, back to why, security we took, and I throughout how we set it up, because I wanted each brother, they pay their charity, but we pay your charity. We pay it from, as a kid, out of your check. We took it out of your check and we paid it to wherever we're using, whatever local mosque it was. We paid it to the local mosque.
Mm.
Nothing was wrong with that. Everybody pay United Fund, I take your money, you don't have nothing to do with the government, take your money, you don't have no say so in that. And we did it all over.
Mm.
And we was organized doing it. And then the enemy, as usual, the United States government, they saw us. And they always looking ahead. And they saw us moving around the country, opening up, as a kid, all over this country. We had one of the largest security firms on the planet at that time.
Yes, sir.
And then the Jews got angry because the man with the minister and the nation. Now they trying to say that we was taking government funds. Outright lie, when they said it. And then for those of you, that's why you got to go by the book. First time on the planet that the United States government, Congress, subpoenaed us to come before Congress, a security firm. Never been done before. Because the Jews was pressing them. Because they wanted to close us down. Because they didn't want us to get no money, because they say the money going back to Louis Farrakhan. So they moved, the government moved on us. I'm not tell you the whole story, you won't back up. But I'm just telling you what they did. And I have the ADL report right now because they did an intense investigation on us and me. And they were saying how much millions I was making. God, we was making millions of dollars, and most of you don't know this. But I want you to get the ADL report. It's online, and I want you to go CNN 3 right now, and you can pull it right now. They got the whole Congress, a congressional investigation on us for about 4 hours. I know you don't have time to watch the whole thing, but watch it. Go back and watch it again because they've never done that before. But if you get the ADL report, they said to me personally that I was making $15 million. Personally, now not the company. The company was making millions too, but they targeted me. And it's a written report. Most of you don't know that. You think that we lost NOI security because of mismanagement and that kind of stuff. Lie. We was making millions, and they saw which way we was going. And we was getting ready. We was opening up all over there. And look how many brothers and sisters we had working for the company, up to 1,000. And that's why I said, the Jews always saying, I know they're listening now, they always saying, we'll never forget. But I'll never forget what you did to NOI security. You took the company through your lies. And then all those brothers and sisters that was working were now out of a job. Look at the family that you hurt. But you don't care because you really anti-black. I'm going to say it again. You really anti-black. Now, go buy the books and get the rest of it. You was juicy. Get the rest of it.
Okay, wonderful. Excellent. I want to read some of the comments. Brother Earl, we're going to talk about the tape connection. Brother Richard Jones says, beautiful teaching, Brother Minister. Flippin' Tony says, dope buses also just beefs they were. Sister Angel Yvonne, Sister Brother Kelvin says divine instructions. Brother Richard, praise be to Allah. Sister Brandy Almingi says that's making like Islam.
Well, Islam family.
Sister Mimi says that's beautiful. Has that been done since or before that time? She's saying with the charity. This Mimi saying the charity taking up.
That was done before and has not been done since.
Yes, sir. That Brother Zario, the singer who lives in Atlanta, aka Brother Zach, says looking good, Brother Minister. You look 16.
Oh, Zach. Hey, Zach, my man. Come on home, Zach. I love you.
Brother John L says all praises due to Allah. Yes, sir. By those books. And Brother Fred Brown says I'm going to accept the teachings. Praise be to Allah, Brother.
What? Fred? Brother Fred Brown, you going to accept the teaching because you heard tonight? Look. Are you where you located? Are you in DC? Are you in Atlanta? Or what city you in? I gotta stop, take a break. Where you at? I don't know. We got a convert. No, we want. What city you in? Oh, you can't tell.
No, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
Okay. Well, look, I need to know what city you in, brother. We're gonna follow up now. We got a convert right now.
Okay.
I don't have to go to the mosque anymore. I love you, man.
Okay. I want to say that this podcast is brought to you all by Supreme Spring Water. Thank you all for your sponsorship. Politically Oppressed, street premiere with Brother Jamal, his business partner. My sister Miriam's second book, ABC I Love Me, is on Amazon. It's a coloring book. The original is on Amazon as well, ABC I Love Me. And my second book, which is a children's book, Cleopatra is on Amazon as well. If you all would like to sponsor this, the next podcast is J Imagination on Cash App, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just DM me, let me know what your business is, and we'll sponsor it.
And look, and to follow up on that, look, I want you all out there to listen to Josh. Josh, what he's doing a great job. Not because he's my son, but he can't. I want you all to sponsor him so he can keep this going. Send him some money. Get the cash app. You got a cash app number, Josh?
Yes, I just told you.
Tell him again.
J Imagination. J Imagination.
J Imagination. Right now, I want somebody to prove that you really love the work that Josh is doing and send it to him right now. I want to hear his phone say jingle. Send him some money now so he can keep it going.
Yes, sir.
He must do for self.
That Mimi said this is not the time to start teaching.
Excuse me.
Brother David said he's gonna get his copy. Zach says he loves you too. Val says praise be to Allah. And Brother Janelle, ASA, so many families in and out of the nation benefited from the NOI security. He bears witnesses. He bears witness because he was one of many. And thank you and your family for you all's hard work and dedication. And Brother Keem is laughing. Okay, the next thing I want to know that is from 1991. Could you put us exactly into where you were when the Most High Louis Farrakhan told you that he wanted you to come to Chicago and serve as the Supreme Captain?
Yes, I remember clear. I was in Washington, D.C. We had our NOI security headquarters was 2 blocks from the White House. We was on, I think, the 8th floor. We had the whole floor rented out for our office space and where we had our headquarters located at.
Mm.
And not bragging or nothing, but it was a first class operation. Excuse me. The minister came to Washington and he came to the office and he saw the operation. He didn't know how the operation was set up. He saw it. Operation. We went into my office, and when he was in office, he told me back in the office, we walked through because I was giving him 2. He told me, he said, I want you to come to DC. I mean, to Chicago, to help me in Chicago. And I said, Brother Minister, you want me to come and help you, and then I can come back here? He said, no, I want you to come and move your family to Chicago.
Hmm.
I said, move to Chicago? He said, yes, sir. I said, yes, sir, Brother Minister. He said, I want you to come and help me. I said, yes, sir. And when? I said, soon. If you can move and come. I said, yes, sir. I heard no bait. I left the whole operation. Well, that's when, go back now, Brother Najee.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At that time, Dion Najee. And I left him in charge of running the operation for the business for Brother Tim was field operation. The Brother Dale that's here now, the Brother Dale was running the operation back then.
Yes, sir.
But that's when I met the minister. That's when he asked me to come to Chicago. And I always was this way and still this way to do. Whatever the minister asked me to do, I do it. By the grace of God. You can move. But get the book and you find out, you get all the details. Get the book.
Yes, sir. Okay, now let's stay on this point right here. So you have $1 million business. Minister asked you to leave. You know, you had children you probably could have put through college, you know, bought them some homes, bought them some certain things, and you turned all of that and you leave. What did you ever take your wife? What was mommy thinking like when you want to leave the $1 million business to go to Chicago?
See, my wife, that's what I thank God for. She wanted me to. She already know. Whatever the leaders say do, because she feels the same way.
Okay.
Minister wanted me to move, that's it. Ain't no question. Now, the minister told me when we come to Atlanta, to Chicago. See, the difference is, son, I just be honest. I'm not faking it. I'm the man in my house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Has been, shall be by the grace of God and is.
Yes, sir.
My wife loved me. Where the man goes, wife goes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because she got enough confidence in me to know that I'm not no damn fool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See? Money don't mean that much to me, really, when it comes to me going with the man of God, because I got it once, I get it again. But I didn't think I was going to lose it because I was going, because I thought we could do both. The enemy got angry and angry, but anyway, I don't regret nothing. To be with the man of God, I wouldn't give a darn. I'm like Job. I'm going to wait till my change comes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And why? Because I know my Redeemer lives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, tell me, don't. All right,
Yes, sir. Okay, my next question is, how did Brother Ali, the former Supreme Captain, what was it like once you met him, and how did he treat you and his wife, and what did you learn from him once you came to Chicago?
Brother Ali has always been a humble and faithful servant for the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, and I have always admired that. And he would do whatever that Honorable Louis Farrakhan said do. But he always was a faithful servant. Doing that time, he did the best that he could do with what he had. And I always admired that and I respected that. When I came along, he taught me whatever he had, shared it with me. We have never had a crossword in our life. His wife was always respectful to my wife. And when the transition took place, it was a school transition.
Yeah.
Because we had the Spirit of God in both of us. And that's how it should be to this very moment.
Praise the Lord. Yes, sir. Now, I was going to ask you, once you came to Chicago, you're looking at, it's just a whole nother city. What was some of the first things that you did once you became the Supreme Captain in Chicago?
One of the first things I did was organize, deputize, and then begin to supervise.
Yes, sir.
Because I knew the great job that Don Bruce Farrakhan put on me, I couldn't do it by myself. So I wasn't going to fool, thinking that I have arrived. No, hell no. Excuse me. I know I needed help. So, and I know one thing that was the glue to get help when you gather black men together, especially, is the proper handling of men. And that's what I wanted to do. And I strive hard to try to master that. Because when they say you want for your brother what you want for yourself, try to practice that to this very day.
Yes, sir.
And when you show nothing but love for the brotherhood, to the brothers for real, there's nothing they won't do for you. So that's what I started doing, organizing. But the key thing that I found out that happened to this day, black people do not like to meet.
Absolutely
not.
Don't
like to meet. You call a meet just like put the cross in front of a bell. No, but that's one of the main things I started. We got to meet. We have to organize. And that's what I do to this very moment, to this day. We have to have meetings and we have to organize it. Treat people like you want to be treated.
Yes, sir.
And show brother nothing but love. And that's why one of my favorite songs from the 5 Heartbeats, I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Yes. Yes, sir. Okay, I see where y'all see where I got my acting and my talent from. Apparently, my dad. Okay, so then I was going to ask you, for Brother John Neal from Chicago, some of your favorite stories of traveling. And before I'm coming to that question, but working with Brother Salim, man, I'll be pleased with him. What were some of his strengths, and how was you all's relationship when it was just you two traveling with the minister?
Brother Salim is one of my main men. I will always respect Salim. I'll take Salim with me to the day I die. In the book, that you got to go buy the book, you'll see I dedicated things in the book to Brother Salim. Brother Salim was one of the baddest security men on the planet for us, I'm concerned.
Yes, sir.
I learned so much from him. And the minister loved Brother Salim. I mean, I seen Salim do some things, man. I didn't get into all that, but and we was overseas, I seen him make moves. I said, man, how did Salim do this? But God was with him too.
Yes, sir.
So, Brother Salim was one of the greatest security men, but all around men. I seen him do everything for the minister. He cooked for him. He go to the stove for him. He ironed his clothes. Salim could do, I don't know nothing you could do name that Salim couldn't do. He was a medic, a doctor. Salim was one of the greatest. And I love and respect him to this very day.
Yes, sir. Dad also interviewed Brother Waleed, who was the captain in Chicago at the time when you were in Chicago. What was his function when you were in Chicago, and how did he assist you?
Brother Waleed at first was just a soldier, and then he became a county executive. And then from there, he became the captain. Everybody around me was up with mobility. Everybody got to go up, move up.
Yes, sir.
Don't get stagnated. See, and he became the captain in Chicago, and we made things happen during that time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wonderful. Okay, I wanted to list some of the brothers who were. There was a picture that I posted on Facebook about like 7 months ago with you all presenting the minister a limousine, the first one, not the bulletproof one, but the first one. And what went behind that
Behind getting the minister
limousine? Yes, sir.
because the minister had a limousine. The first limousine that the minister had, they put it in the shop because they were making them stretch. And I'm just gonna make it short because you got to buy the book.
Yes, sir.
We found out that they took them a long time to fix the limousine. Then the minister had the brothers to go and say, "Look, go check it out, find out what's up going on." Then when we got it, we took it and got a detective to check the car, and they had all kind of bugs in the car. But the FBI had put bugs in the minister limousine, the first limousine, and they never really completed the limousine. So I said, I know we got brother Mustafa. I said, shh, man. And that was old one anyway.
Yes,
That was just a brand new one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said, let's get the soldiers, man. Let's buy our leader a new limousine.
Yes, sir.
Brother Mustafa and I got together and said, hey, let's roll. We
Yes,
called the regional captains, and I said, it's in the book. I'm going jumping out front to all regional captains. You all buy the book too, because I got you in it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I got a thing right across the top. Nobody did it better than them. That's a fact. Now call me on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, excuse me. And anyway, we called them, man, with no problem, man. We gave each regional a goal. They went for it, delivered it. Brother Bruce and I came up. We went and picked out a brand new limousine, paid for it cash, and then delivered to our leader teaching guide to all Bruce Farrakhan. That's how it went. Get the book, you get the whole story.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. I wanted to be specific with some of the members of the E team and some of that I saw in the picture. And what was their function? Starting with the brother who's known as E1, Brother Ernest, who I interviewed. What was Brother Ernest's function?
Brother Ernest started off in DC with me. Brother Ernest was my administrative assistant.
Yes, sir.
Because he's very articulate, he could write, he was all around man like Celine. So he was my main man for us administrative down during that time.
Yes,
and
sir.
When I moved to Chicago, Ernest said, hey, I'm going with you. I didn't think he was going to come. Ernest moved with me.
Okay, yes, sir.
And that's how he became E1. And he, my sister in Chicago, one of them, and he was my main man for us being organized. Was Brother Ernest.
Yes, sir. Next is Brother Benny Moe.
You know Benny Moe?
Yes, sir.
The great Benny Moe.
Yes, sir.
I love.
Yes, sir.
Benny Moe is loved the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Loved the Muslim. Love his family.
Yes, sir.
So Benny is that as you go. What you see is what you.
Yes, sir.
And Benny been a staple right at
Yes, sir.
Muhammad University and Mosque Marriott.
Yes, sir.
And Benny came along, and Benny really helped during that time. He made them respect the office of the Supreme Council. Benny Moe.
Yes, sir.
And I love Benny Moe for that. Because I know he loved the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the Muslim and would die for them. But most of all, he would live for them. That's the mighty Benny Moe.
Yes, sir. Wonderful. Yes, sir. What about Brother Rashad?
Brother Rashad, all those was young brothers when I came along. But they loved the minister. And they loved what they were doing. They put their lives on the line for the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
And so that's how Brother Rashad, each one of them came around. Because Brother Frank, at that time, Brother Frank, but then moved to Brother Ali, he had already had them with them moving around.
Yes, sir.
But I just took it all to another whole level by the grace of God.
Yes,
We
sir.
put it together. And all those young brothers started out here, and look at them now. I stand back proud of them. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
proud
sir.
of y'all. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Praise be to God.
Brother
Get the
Haroon?
book, and then you get the story.
Yes, sir. Brother Haroon. What was this one?
Right along with Brother Rashad, all of them come. Minister got them when they was youngest.
Yes, sir.
He raised them. That's why he's still with them now. It's like his children instead of children.
Yes, sir.
They all grew with him with their spirit, and they love him, and they got their life on the line to the very moment. And that's why I respect them and love them.
Praise be to Allah. So we did Brother Ernest, Brother Benny Moe, Brother Rashad, Brother Haroon, Brother Melvin.
The mighty Mel.
Yes, sir.
Mel was, I think, a chemist.
Yes, sir.
When he first came around, but he was working part-time when he was still a chemist. But now Melvin started coming around. Man, Melvin got an insight that most people don't know. Genius, man.
Yes, sir.
And he came around, so that's how we put all the team together. Everybody with their strength out, that we put them. That's how. No, here we go. Boom. So that's how Melvin became part of the team. So the team began to grow.
Yes, sir, Brother Tyler.
Tyler, the one and only driver. Starting off, nobody do like Tyler.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Tyler
sir.
was the driver.
Yes, sir.
And that's how he added up to the team. All of them came. The team came to grow. And grow.
Yes, sir, Brother Hamza.
And Brother Humps. That nobody could do it like discipline Brother Humps.
Yes, sir. And Brother Sultan there.
And the one and only Sultan, when he came from out of California, he used to hang around the palace on the outside. Sitting in the car, securing the palace. And we brought him on. At first, they didn't really want Sultan. Gradually, if Sultan remember, I kept insisting, bring him on, bring him on. We got him in the mix. He became part of the team. And he's there to this day, by the grace of God. If we remember that.
Yes, sir. Okay, and that there was a speech you gave in Chicago as a Supreme Captain, where you spoke about you being mocked and ridiculed when you first came around. People making fun of you and Brother Akil, calling you like the twins. So to go from that to actually becoming a part of the team and being very close with the minister, how was that transition?
See, hard work, sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
Ministers say, patience, long suffering.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to accomplish anything in life, you're going to face that. You're going to face ridicule. The minister say, struggle is ordained by God.
Yes, sir.
The only way to escape struggle is not to have been born. But if you be born into this world, you're going to face struggle. But struggle is ordained by God, so it's good for you.
Yes, sir.
Just don't run from it. So all the ridicule and all that, and that's when the minister told us, he said, oftentimes what happens, we think because something is being done to us, I mean, we think people saying something to us or doing something to us, we think, about us, we think it's people are doing something for us when they're doing something to us. They're really doing something for us.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So I'm saying they was doing something for me. It was like the donkey in the ditch.
Yes, sir.
They kept throwing rocks in there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
then I walked out.
Yes, sir.
Oh, excuse me, the donkey walked out.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. Okay. Wonderful. When you went to Chicago, were there ever a time where people didn't like you, or like inside the ranks, where you needed you saw jealousy and envy, and if so, how did you overcome that?
You're gonna face that. I don't give a damn where you are. You can get the new final call right now. Brother Jabril wrote an article on jealousy and envy. Go get it and read it, because I know you didn't read it. Go read it right now. The new final call. Jealousy is just a part of us, our condition. And we have to overcome that. So yes, I face jealousy and envy. But because of the teaching and the training of Honorable Min Farrakhan, I was able to get around and maneuver, go under, go around. And instead of God ride above emotion into the thinking of God, that's real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we all gonna face emotion. But we have to learn how to rise above it. And when the jealousy comes, it's gonna come. You're not gonna escape. Don't care who you are. Deal with it. All right.
Yes, sir.
Get the book.
Brother Kelvin said he's going to get the book and he's enjoyed watching you. Thank you, Brother Kelvin. King Yadish Shabazz, he says, love you, Brother Minister.
Love you.
Yes, sir. Brother Abdul Sadiq, we coming to that question, sir. And Naima says, good teachers. Okay, boom. That I heard you speak about when the Most High Minister Farrakhan was in surgery and you were with him on the floor. What would make somebody who had money, success, sleep on the floor while somebody else is getting surgery done on them? I don't understand the thing. Could you help explain it to the people in the audience?
Deep love, not surface love. See, I love the Honorable Min Farrakhan deeply. See, it's easy for us to round the nation. I love the Honorable Min Farrakhan. I love him. Okay, then what sacrifice are you going to do? See, when they say you follow Jesus, the first thing you have to do is deny yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's where the problem is, most of us. Love you, Brother Farrakhan. I won't deny myself. See, I didn't have no problem denying myself. Then they said, deny yourself, then what? Pick up your cross.
Yes, sir.
Then follow. So laying on the floor was nothing for me. But my leader had about 14-hour operation. I laid on the floor and I wanted to be there to make sure that nothing happened while he was asleep.
Yes, sir.
And a few days ago, when my wife, my beautiful wife, had to go through surgery, and Mr. called, and he told me, I was sitting by my wife, she was getting ready to go into surgery. He said, you tell your wife, the same God and angels that went in the room with him, the minister now,
Yes, sir.
for that 14-hour operation,
Yes, sir.
will be the same God and angels going in with her. And he said, Brother Sharrieff, do you remember when I woke up from my operation that night? He said, the first person I saw was you on the floor. You told I was watching when he woke up. I thought Mills forgot about that. He said that the other day. I said, ooh, I remember. So sacrifice for my leader teaching God is nothing. See, when I said, most of us, we say my life and my death is what? All for Allah.
Yes, sir.
That's lip service. But watch your action. How many of you will leave your baby that was 2 months, 2 days old, that I have to hear that every day, leaving, and go overseas with the leader? And when I got back, my daughter was 6 months old. I don't regret none of it. Traveling with my leader, teaching God, because my wife put nothing but love in my children for me while I was gone. Yes, sir. I know who the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is. I don't care what nobody say or think. You can hate me or whatever. I love that man, and I know by the grace of God who he is. And he is the Jesus in our midst. Now you can take it or let it alone. I don't care. Get the book. Ooh, you got to get the book. It's hot. God damn it. Ooh, okay, get the book.
Yes, sir. Wow. Okay, and thank you all for your comments. I'm coming back to them. My next question is, when you see the minister go through a surgery, when you see him get death threats, and you were in charge of the security to protect him at that time, what goes through your mind, and how do you not have anxiety attacks?
Oh, I have anxiety attacks. That I never had, thank God. Because, see, I believe in prayer. See, I believe in prayer, but yes, prayer is real.
Yes, sir.
I watched on Louis Farrakhan. Everything he does or do, he prayed to Nasrallah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
And he always told all of us to keep us in check. He said, Allah is sufficient for me. See? So don't nobody get no big head that you can't make it without me. Just, no. And I never took liberties with the minister by the grace of God. So what kept me? Because I stayed prayed up. And I was willing. See, because the scriptures say those who was willing to give their life will be saved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And those cowards that don't want to give their life yes, sir. Die. I wanted to save my life too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I was willing to give it by the grace of God for that man to this very moment.
Yes, sir.
Don't get it twisted.
Praise be to
all
Allah.
right.
Yes, sir.
Like,
yes, sir. Now we're also I interviewed Malik Zulu Shabazz, who had very positive things to say about you when he was in Howard working with in DC when you were the captain in DC. Speaking about his book about Dr. Khalid. What was your relationship like with Dr. Khalid once he was no longer Supreme Captain? You were the Supreme Captain. What was your relationship like with him?
See, I didn't really after he left the mosque.
No, before during.
Or during?
Yes, sir.
Oh, see, Brother Khalid was a strong-willed man.
Yes, sir.
And he knew I was the same way.
Yes, sir.
But I was obedient to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir.
So we had like a mutual understanding, like, you know how you look across? Oh, yeah, you know, so I respected you as long as you respect the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. So we never had no fallout, but he already knew. You know, see, men know men.
Yes, sir.
They know, just like they say, man, you can tell a punk when you see one.
Yes, sir.
So Brother Khalid was a strong man. I'm strong. And Brother Musa was strong. So Mills had strong men around him. So Brother Khalid, what he did, he just went away whenever he did to go do his madness.
Yes, sir.
But everybody better think the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. I'm just take that thinking.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave that right there. Get the book.
Yes, sir.
Get the book. Ooh, it's juicy with truth.
Yes, sir.
I want you all to get the book.
Wonderful. Yeah, what about Brother Benny Lowe's brother, Brother Theron?
Brother Theron. Strong suit.
Yes, sir.
She's scared the hell out of me.
Because for people who watching, he was the first Supreme Captain under the rebuilding. Brother Menace, I want to make sure we do all the Supreme Captains. So Brother Theron, then Brother Dr. Khalid, then Brother Ali, then you, then Brother Mustafa now. So Brother Theron was the first one, sir.
Yes, sir. Brother Theron. Then Blake. Brother Theron, man. I'm just being honest. He scared the hell out of me when I first met him. How he did things, he didn't play, man. I'm telling you, get the book, get the book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, wonderful. Yes, sir. My next question is, I was telling you about my relationship with Captain Shahid's son. We were getting cool, and you were telling me a story about his father in Los Angeles and how you saw the gang culture up close and personal. Could you please expound on that?
Oh yeah, look, I thought the gang life in Chicago when I got there, because see where I come from, DC, we didn't have no gang life. Like, it's a real deal in Chicago. And then we went out to LA, and Brother Shaheed was the one that gave me the tour of the gang life. Man, I went out there. I'll just tell you a quick story. I went out there, ministry sent me out just to check out, go out and inspect the restaurants and talk to the FOI. So I went out there and I was in the class, in the mosque, and Brother Shaheed then was in. A brother walked in. Anyway, he came in and said, I want to talk to you, bro. Free my room. He went in the mosque. So I said, yeah. They were trying to get him. I said, no, let me talk to him. He said, look, how about Shaheed, man? Man, they do me wrong out here. He said, look, I'm telling you, man, I got shot 9 times. Oh, shit. And you living? Yeah, we 50 Cent at. Stop. Let me stop. Anyway, so, he was telling me, I live in Watts. I had heard about Watts, but I didn't know Watts looked like. I'm thinking of this project.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, Shaheed, they treat me over there, and I'm telling you, it's going to be some bloodshed out here, and we don't get it together. I said, what do you want me to do, man? I need you to come over, watch, talk to the brothers and let them know, everything is all right.
Mm-hmm.
So I said right there, and I said, okay, I'll be over there. And Shaheed said, oh, they were saying, no, you don't want to go be what? I said, no, I gave my word, I'm going. But Shaheed said, you go. Fine. I told the guy, they let him go on out. He went. That afternoon, it was time for us to go. Shaheed and Brother Wally and all them, man, they put the army. They put the army. They had an army out there in LA. Put the army together. So when we got out, we drove going out to Watts. It was late in the afternoon. Next thing I know, I see a helicopter up top. Man, I don't know who called a helicopter. Following us all the way to where we was going. We went into Watts in the projects. And then we pulled up in front of the guy's partner. He came to the door for us to come in, and we were in the shot. He went in first to make sure everything was straight. Then we went in, and he was sitting against the wall on regular sofa. I went on in. I had no fear. Ministers don't make no punks, man.
Yes, sir.
So we went on in, and they had gang guys all out there. The police helicopter flying around. What the hell? We went in, we sat down, and the guy was talking, man. So I said, King, I see you kept your word. Yeah. So we're going to try to resolve whatever the conflict is. He said, well, yeah, I want to tell you now, man. That's how he talked. They had all kind of leaders around the there room, boy. I needed blood to creep off. I remember about that crap, man. I'm trying to make peace. Anyway, so Shaheed standing in the back looking, and the guy, I think I can't think of his name, whoever it was. He was talking all that smack at first. Then I seen Shaheed, the door, but Shaheed, when like there is one of the big shot callers that run everything in that area. I seen the man, door open, he walked in, and the man who was talking all that smack that I was talking to, I saw him look, and all of a sudden, his whole tone changed. And I'm saying, and my man came in, Shaheed put him on the side of the wall. He never opened his mouth. My man whole tone, Brother Supreme, everything. I'm looking and said, what the hell just happened? Everything changed. He said, man, everything's right, Brother Supreme. Thank you for coming. We straight. Me and Shaheed, we won. I said, you sure now? Everything's straight, Brother Supreme. Hey, everything's all right. And I saw a man, then he get up? He got up. It reminded me of the Godfather when they brought a man's brother in the courtroom.
Yes, sir.
And all he did is sit down. He never said nothing.
Yes, sir.
I saw a reality scene. And my man got up, walked on out. And my man cooled down. He said, everything's fine. Everything's straight. I got up. We went out to the car, and the brother was deep. And the helicopter still was flying around. And they escorted us all the way back to the city, man. boom, everything was straight. That's just one of the instances for Sharrieff and the brothers out there. Sharrieff, the real deal. I'm telling y'all.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, then I want to also mention the regional captains that you said you mentioned in your book. I want to mention them by name so you can tell me what their function was and as far as the region and how they helped you, brother. Captain Dennis, of course.
Captain Dennis was over in New York at that time when
Yes, sir.
and he was the regional captain and strong soldier, still strong to this day.
Yes,
That's his position was the East Coast
Regional captain.
regional captain.
Okay, yes, sir. Brother, who I don't mess his new name up, but Minister Hugh, formerly known as Minister Hugh in
Yeah.
L.A. What
Yeah,
was
at
his
that time,
function? What was
at
his
that time
function?
he
Yes,
was the
sir.
regional captain over Los Angeles and West Coast.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And how did he assist you?
As the regional captain, he was one of the strong soldiers on that leg of the
Yes, sir.
nation.
Brother Curtis.
Brother Curtis was from the South, strong South. Brother Curtis Muhammad
Yes,
from
sir.
the South, Southern region. He was over the Southern region.
Yes, sir.
Strong.
Brother Anthony from Miami.
Oh, from Miami.
Yes, sir.
Southern region. James over Miami. Brother Anthony, strong soldier too.
Yes, sir. Brother Khalil.
Brother Clear on the Southwest region.
Yes, sir. He was
Under-
there.
He's a strong soldier on that region, man. Kept that Southwest up, popping and going.
Yes, sir. And we already did Brother Akil. I just want to make sure I did all of the members of the captains of the 90s at that time.
So,
Boom. Okay, my next question is, what your relationship with Jim Brown?
Big Jim, that's
Yes,
my
sir.
brother to this day. He's from my hometown, the Wick. I knew I was from the Brunswick. Jim Brown, that's his home. you
Yes,
know.
sir.
When he's out in Los Angeles, then he got a nice big home in Miami, but me and him real friends. Brothers to this very moment.
Okay.
My Big Jim.
Yes,
He
sir.
loved me. But all folks really loved him. Min Farrakhan. That's my homie.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, thank you all for watching. I just have 3 more questions for you, Dad, because this is only part 1 because Minister Sharrieff has a part 2 on his book, and we don't want to tell all of the stories. Okay, the next question, the comment is, you spoke about one time the Most High Minister Farrakhan telling you, almost like foreshadowing you no longer being the Supreme Captain. He said he told you something about one day people would not call you, or nobody would answer your phone or something like that. Could you explain to us? Like how he called you. You said, I want you to tell the story, but he called you to the house early in the morning. Could you explain that story and what that meant to you?
When I was relieved, that's when he told me. He
Yes,
said,
sir.
now your phone not gonna ring no more.
Yes, sir.
But you're still the same person.
Mm.
Just don't have that title.
Yes, sir.
But you're gonna see now those that was around you, what they didn't really mean you any good.
Mm.
So that's what happened with that part. But if you're talking about the morning when the minister called me while I was a Supreme
Yes, sir.
Captain,
That's what I was talking about.
he asked me, he called me early in the morning about 6 o'clock to come to the house. And then, you call that early in the morning, I'm thinking, because I got a 45-minute drive.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
what did I do? Did somebody call and say something I did or something? I think. So I drive, I get there, the minister opened the door, he opened the door himself.
Mm.
Let me in, we going in a small room in the palace. He told me, he called me this morning, he said, look, I went into your mother's womb last night to see what kind of material you was made out of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm saying to myself, what are you doing in there? In my mother's womb.
Yes, sir.
The minister was auditing way back then. I
Yes,
ain't
sir.
never about no auditing
Yes,
at that time though. And he told me, he said, some men are born, some men are made for this, and some men are born to do this.
Yes,
He
sir.
said, you was born to help me in this work. And after he finished that, he dismissed me.
Praise him, so
I'm on my way driving back home. I'm like, what the heck? In my mother's womb. I never asked the minister a question about it, but that's the truth.
Yes, sir.
It's in the book.
Yes, sir.
Get the book. Right now. Buy the book.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, now the newer members of the E-team who were young back in the day, like brother, formerly known as Brother Donald, Brother Wazir, and D9, Brother Khalil. What were they like when they were younger around you before they got to be like in the diamond and stuff? What were they like?
Oh, Don, all of this. It really, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. They like my sons.
Mm.
I always found something for them to do, and they was a mad around me. They was doing things because they was always smart.
Mm.
So that's how I treated them. I didn't treat them no less.
Mm.
I'm proud of them today to see how they bloom, but they helped on me. The sacrifice that they're making with their family to do what they're doing. I admire all of them.
Praise be to Allah. Okay, excellent. And I want to thank you all for watching this special edition of Off the Record, the People's Podcast. We want to make sure that you get Student Minister Abdul Sharrieff Muhammad's book, and he looks forward to seeing you all in Detroit next week at Savior's Day. We have a part two that's going to come after Savior's Day, inshallah. But we just wanted to give you some of the talking points of his book. Thank you, Brother Minister, for your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family. Man, just love you very much.
Look, thank you, son. Thank you all. And thank all of you for your prayers for my wife. I want to thank you on behalf of my family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Uncle Louis Farrakhan. Thank all of you. I love you all. I'm still working hard, but I'm telling you all, get the book. Get the books. Now. Love you. Can't wait to see you at Savior's Day, God willing. But keep my wife up in your prayer. May Allah bless you all. And you all send some donation into my son. So keep this thing going now. He's trying to do a good, great work. And we need money. May Allah bless you all. Love you all. Can't wait to see you. Assalamu alaikum.
Like Islam there, brother. I just want to say, Brother Robin says, great interview. Brother Abdul Sadiq says, Brother Minister, thank you for your training and more. Brother Janelle says, thank you. Brother Jan Muhammad says, Allahu Akbar. Brother Kelvin Maxwell says, thank you and love you as well, sir. Brother Janelle says, happy Savior's Day 2020. Thank you both. Thank you all.
Savior, love you.
Thank you all for looking. And thank you all for watching this. And I'm really proud of my father on this book because he shows his personal side. That's why I asked him questions about his parents, his brothers, just so y'all can see another side of him beyond the man beyond who y'all see on poster on the rostrum. So it's a good, y'all see a sense of humor today. So it's good that y'all can get to know Student Minister Abdul Sharrieff Muhammad, the other side. Thank you all for watching.
And I love you all. And I don't want to forget that those, I put their name, I just have to help write this book. Thank you all. Love you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you all for watching. It's going to be on YouTube tonight. All right, assalamu alaikum.